You can use tools in the Options dialog to configure various settings for your Revit installation. To display the Options dialog, click the large purple R in the upper left corner of the Revit window to display the application menu, and then click the Options button. The Options dialog includes a number of navigation options. You can click on an option on the left to switch to a different page of related controls. The tools in the General Options let you control notification settings, such as how often Revit reminds you to save your work. You can also specify your username, how often to clean up journal files, the updating frequency when working in a work shared file, and the default discipline you want your views set to upon creation. In the User Interface options, you can control which tools and analyses will be turned on or off if you have the full version of Revit installed. The full version of Revit has all the features of Revit Architecture, MEP, and Structure. The discipline-specific tools and analyses can be checked on or off here. This is not an option with only a vertical version of Revit. In the User Interface options, you can configure your theme, and you can decide if you want the Recent BIOS list enabled at startup. This is also one location to come to in order to modify your keyboard shortcuts. You can also specify how often to show tooltips, and how you'd like Revit to switch from contextual tabs. In the Graphics options, you can control various display settings, including the screen color, color and transparency of selected items, and the size and background of temporary dimension text. In the File Locations options, you can specify where Revit looks for its project template files. You can add multiple project template file locations to this library. To add additional templates, click the green plus sign to add a value, browse to the template location, and click Open. You can also change the name that appears by clicking in the Name field. As you can see, the first 5 project templates will appear as links on the Recent Files page. You would also specify the default path for user files, family template files, and point clouds. If you click the Places button, Revit displays a Places dialog in which you can specify where Revit looks for its various library files. You can add additional libraries and specify their paths, remove libraries you're no longer using, and change the order in which they appear in the list. In the Rendering options, you can specify paths used for render appearances and decals, as well as specify the location of the ArchVision Content Manager if necessary. In the Check Spelling options, you can set options for Revit's spell checker. The Steering Wheels options contain controls for adjusting the appearance and behavior of the steering wheels, while the controls in the View Cube options enable you to make changes to the appearance and behavior of the View Cube. And the controls in the Macros options let you adjust the application and document macros settings. You can adjust any of the settings in the Options dialog at any time.